tracking since last December. A homeless camp that has been on the east side of the valley for years now, stirring up more controversy. If you'll recall, last year we told you that Caltrans and the city of Coachella wanted to remove the homeless camp off of Dillon Highway 86, and today they're doing just that. That's where we find KMIR's Julie Buehler with more details. She's live out there. So Julie, we know this was very controversial. I see the rigs behind you, people pulling stuff away. The folks, the advocates that help these homeless people did not want this to happen, but Caltrans and city officials at Coachella said it was a matter of safety. What's happening now, right now behind you?
Yes, and in fact, we saw a woman run towards the people taking her gear and begging them, please don't run it over. And here you have a gentleman literally with the petty bike trying to take away his possessions. About 150 yards inside the freeway is an impressive encampment, and I say the word impressive because it's quite sophisticated with the shelters and the gear that these homeless people have. In fact, the homeless advocates say that they should have been given 90 days to remove their stuff and move, because these are valid addresses. In fact, I was told by homeless advocates that mail is delivered here, and that if someone is arrested, they are dropped off here. Probation officers come to this location as though it's a real address, and that's why homeless advocates are saying that these campers should have gotten 90 days rather than the 30 days that Caltrans offered. Now, if you talk to Caltrans, they said, quote, "We've gone overboard." Generally speaking, it's a 72-hour notice. Generally speaking, they don't store possessions, and generally speaking, they just go in and clear the area out. As we mentioned, this 25 acres is owned by Caltrans, and what I learned from their public information officer is that they do plan on selling this land, and that's part of the reason that they wanted to clear this out. Not only will all the homeless encampments be gone, so will these tamarisk trees, in hopes of eliminating this problem again. But there's no question that there will be legal activity from this. The homeless advocates have retained an attorney. They have been communicating with Caltrans in hopes of stalling this. Obviously, that didn't happen. But at 5 and 6, we'll hear from those attorneys and those homeless advocates about what they feel like the homeless rights were infringed upon. All right.
Julie Buehler, live out there in Coachella. Jules, I know it's hard to hear out there. And, you know, right where you're at, listening to your live shot and watching the semis and stuff and cars go by behind you and hearing them kind of makes sense from the city's viewpoint and Caltrans that this is a safety issue, not only for the homeless people living there, but obviously they were concerned with drivers, that this could cause an accident, a deadly accident that could have killed someone on the roadway, not just for the homeless people. So it goes both ways, correct?
Yes, that is correct, Dan, and that was one of the key concerns according to Caltrans, is that yes, the homeless need to be safer living so close to the freeway, but obviously if you're a motorist late at night, if someone crosses in front of you, that could cause as much damage to you and the vehicle as the homeless person. In fact, in Palm Springs, we had a pedestrian killed by a motorist. That motorist was also sent to the hospital with injuries. So certainly there's a lot of reasons that this is happening, and of course and at 5 and 6 we'll give you an inside look at these encampments, but the sophistication of these encampments is really what the homeless advocates were pointing to as to why they needed more time to move. I mean, you're talking about people that have lived here, some of them for a decade, and they've been homeless, so they don't run on the schedule that you and I run on when we have jobs and things like that. So a day, 30 days to them, homeless advocates said that really doesn't make a lot of sense, especially to those that have mental illness. Again, at 5 and 6, we'll have a full report.
Okay, Julie Buehler live out there in Coachella. Thank you much. Appreciate it. In other news from around our area, Palm Desert